So as part of Ktropeathon is some K-beauty tips. I'm trying this Noonie appleberry lip oil. I saw this over on Tiffany over at Beautiful Minutia's channel. She tried it. I was like, I want to try it too. And I did use it yesterday already, but I really like it. I'm not a big like lipstick person, but this, it like, put it on. So there's a little gloss to it. There's a little applicator. And it's more of a lip tint, so it sort of stains your lips a bit, you know. Do my JK. Hi, let's do a little check-in. So this is the lip oil after, I don't know, maybe, what time is it? Half hour-ish. So you see it's kind of darkened a little bit with this pink. It's cute, yeah? Okay. So I did want to do a little reading update because yesterday I listened to an audiobook called The Golden Orchard, and it was really good. This is a middle grade story. This will be the second middle grade book I've read for Ktropeathon. That's exciting. And this one was really great. So we're focusing on a little girl named Maya, and well, I say little girl, she's probably, like most middle grade books, she's probably about 12 years old. Because of people walking around. Just dropped my kiddo off at summer camp. So Maya lives with her mom and her grandmother, and her father, died when Maya was really young, and her grandmother, and this is a Korean story. They live in, I think they live in California, but they're, Korean Americans. And so her grandmother is living with them now because she's definitely having some issues with Alzheimer's. And she has kind of have good days and bad, but she's kind of needing someone to just kind of watch her all the time now, but she and Maya have a really, kind of nice relationship, and they start bonding over cooking food together, and of course traditional sort of Korean food. And what Maya then discovers is, well, they have this little special ability to time travel through this cooking of food, and so they start traveling backward, backwards in time. Sorry, this is a bit shaky. to memories of that her grandmother has, and so she sees her mom in the past and like her grandmother in the past, and the food is what, like I said, the food is the connector. So whatever they're cooking kind of in the present is the food that is connecting. It's also being usually consumed in the past memory. So I'm trying to not shake the camera so much. So she goes back a few times and things like that. And on one particular trip, she meets this little boy, about her age, named Jeff, who is also a sort of time traveler, but he can travel anywhere to anyone's past, anyone's memories. And so she's wanting to find out how she can do that. Of course, things happen and we learn things about their family. There are definitely some family secrets that Maya discovers, and it was just really lovely, honestly. And then the mentions of food, I even made a list of like all the food that I could catch anyway, like papingsu, donchonjjigae, myeokguk, tteokguk, braised short ribs, gimbap, of course, sampyeon, what they cook at Chuseok, which is like the Korean Thanksgiving time period. Anyway, it was really lovely, and I really enjoyed this a lot. There are definitely connections with heritage, and really connecting with that, the food of your heritage, which I think is really important, and how food in itself triggers memories. I thought that was really wonderful. I thought it was just really lovely. This is an Audible original, so if you have Audible, you can listen to this one without burning up a credit. And it's just about 5-ish hours long. It was really good. It was really good. Really, really good. and there's, again, just that touch of kind of magic and whimsy to the story. So I really enjoyed that. Last night I got another big chunk finished with Saha. I've got just maybe about 20 pages left, but last night I was like falling asleep. I was like, I cannot finish this book. I really wanted to finish it last night. But today I will finish it, or I'll finish it tonight rather. So anyway, that's the day. That's the catch up, I think. I've mentioned everything. Yeah, so I'm off to work. Bye.
Introduction. Away from the world's main crossroads, in the shadow of China and Japan, Korea was a land little known outside of East Asia. It was one of the last countries in the world to be visited by Westerners. The first book in English on Korea.
Let's chat. I just finished Saha by Nam-Joo. I like this. I did really like this. So here's just some initial thoughts. So I think I've already kind of talked about, a little bit about what it was about and stuff like that as I've been making progress, right? So we're in this country called Town, which is a kind of a totalitarian type of place. It's very much a caste level, 3 levels of people solely based on their income and the amount of money they make. And we follow sort of a handful of characters as they are in the lowest level, which are called the Sahas, of which they inhabit what they call the Saha Estates, which is this apartment complex. All right, so I think I've mentioned all that before, but it jumps around a bit from person to person, and we go back in time a little bit through their stories. So one person's story, maybe 30 years prior. And so what we learn through all of their stories is a little bit more history of Town, right, of this country, and what has happened in the past, be it, some possible kind of uprisings, how the country sort of evolved into this kind of place to begin with, and then what day-to-day life is like for people that are living in this way. And so it just kind of fleshes out this sort of entire country, right? What it is not is like a murder mystery. I was thinking it was going to be like a murder mystery. It's not that. So please, I think this book has really low ratings on Goodreads. I don't know why, because it's really good, but I think it's because of expectations maybe based on the blurb or the synopsis. So if you want to pick this up, just kind of readjust. What you're going to get mostly is this story told through different characters. We do still have the focus of Ji-Young and Do-Kyung, who are their brother and sister. Do-Kyung has gone missing in the beginning of the book, and as he's connected to Sue, who's the doctor that is found dead in the beginning of the book, right? But there's a lot going on in here. As I was reading this book more, kind of last night, I was like, I'm wondering if the author was trying to make some, analogies with North Korea. As I was feeling that in this book, and I don't know for sure. Maybe I'll look up. Maybe I can find some interviews, and I might be hard with, finding something that's possibly translated into English about this book from her. But maybe I dig a little bit, but because it was set up in this place. Town is an island. It's an island on its own. It's very much disconnected from everywhere else. Immigration. People leaving and coming and going freely doesn't happen. There's again just very much this system of oppression in general, particularly for the people on the bottom, right? And what really solidified, like maybe she was trying to do at least just bring in a little bit, I think, about North Korea, was when I listened to this audiobook today at work called A Brief History of Korea. And it's exactly that. It's a brief history of Korea. He goes, the author goes way back and just brings us kind of to somewhat, basically present day. I think maybe 2016 or so is when he kind of were the last dates. But anyway, after the Korean War, so then North Korea and South Korea, they've split, and so North Korea is on its own way. Communism has been assimilated into their into this country and how these people are living. But what was so interesting was that it talked about this system of this, basically this sort of class system that was set up in North Korea, even though everyone's supposed to be equal and working towards the same goal. There were 3 levels. The top level being the sort of core people, the very wealthy, the more elite. They lived in special housing. They went to all the good school. They went to special schools. They were this level. And then there was a second level, which I can't remember what they were called now. I made a note, but I left it at work. Not very helpful. But the second level was basically, they were decent people, hardworking people, but they weren't the elite, right? They could maybe work up to an elite status. Probably not, probably not. But they were comfortable, right? They were, yeah. And then you had the bottom people, and they were, I forget what that guy called it in the book, damn it. But they were the lowest of the low. And what he mentioned in the book was that like everyone knew their place. And you weren't gonna, from the very bottom, you weren't gonna work your way up. Very much like this book, where it has the 3 levels: the elves, who are the top tier, the elite, the people that with all the money, and then there's the L2, the people that are working really hard. They're trying to get these visas to try to become an L, knowing they probably never will, but there's a spark of hope still there. And then there's the Sahas at the very bottom, who we know are always going to be at the bottom. And they're always going to be the ones that, are doing the hard labor and being more taken advantage of, right? And so that's when I read that sort of 3 levels that were, basically sort of established without being established within North Korea, kind of like in that late 1950s into the 1960s. I thought so. It was like, that's this book, right? So I feel like she's definitely trying to, from me, okay, this is, I guess, my interpretation, is possibly some, not insight necessarily, but, well, we'll say insight because I can't think of another word, but into sort of North Korean life and giving, a face and a voice to, those people in North Korea who are on that lower level, right? Because we know they exist. They were pushed out of the country into more rural areas, and we know they're probably living in poorer conditions now, probably not getting enough food, things like that. But then there's also a shift within this book that happens, and where it brings us back to this more sort of what feels like a dystopian sort of storyline as we learn things that have been going on in here. And the ending just kind of, the ending was great. And yeah, I really liked this book. I really did. I think there's a lot that you can dig into if you wanted to. The writing I just thought was really, really wonderful. The characters, especially You-Jeong, I thought was just fantastic. And there's this granny character in here who I absolutely loved. There's the man called the Old Man, who's kind of the custodian of the whole Saha estates, and Woomy, and I mean there's a lot of really good characters in here, and they really come to life in this book. And yeah, I really like this book, and I'm so bummed that it's got such low reviews that will make people not want to read it. Yeah, so give it a go if you like that kind of story. I think there's a lot going on in here, I think, and I really liked it. I like this author. So I don't know if anything else has actually been translated from into English by her, though. So how can we get some more? But yeah, so I really liked this a lot. I really did. It's not gonna reach Kim Ji-young born 1982 status. That's I don't know. It's gonna be hard to top that one, but I really did like this. I like the voice. I like this authorial voice. I like the way she writes. I really do. I like it. All right. I don't know what else to say, but I like it. So, I'll think about this a little bit. I'm gonna hop in the shower, and then think about what I want to pick up next. I mean, It's still going. We're still at Ktropeathon. All right.
아기 옷을 미리 준비하고 싶어서 그러죠. 우리 아기 크면 BTS를 시킬까요? 아니면 블랙핑크를 시킬까요?
Fine.
샵이요. 넌 무료 해봤어? 그럼 요즘 이해할 건이 많아서 좀 봤는데 나랑 좀 안 맞아. 그래? 무뚝뚝하긴 해도 성실하던데?
정열을 지나쳐갔어. 절대 난 어울리지 않을 거란 말로 내 감정을 숨겼어.
Wow, really? How close? Closer to you and I are right now. It's a wild story.
Let's have a little nighttime snack tonight. I got these at H Mart, like I got basically everything else. I love these. I love red bean stuff. Some people, you know, it's not their thing, but I enjoy it. Just a little quick update because I'm tired. I'm just really tired. I'm trying to read, but I'm just falling asleep. So I needed to choose a new book to read because I finished a book. I talked about that, right? So yeah, Saha. Let's just do a quick check-in because I'm tired. I don't know, just busy work days and I'm just tired. So I started a new book tonight because I needed to start a new book. I started The Good Son by You-Jeong. I'm excited for this. I've read just a little bit and I'm already can't wait to figure out what's going on. So in this, let me get the I always like to mention the translator. So in this book, there's a young man, translated by Chi-Young Kim. Okay, so there's a young man, he's about 25 years old, he lives with his mom and another brother, but he has issues with seizures, and he's had an episode, he's had a seizure, and he wakes up the next morning, and there's blood everywhere, just blood all in like the hallway and down the wall, you know, hand smears down the hall, I mean all kinds of stuff, right? And his mom is dead. And so because he woke up to all this and he had that, you know, that sort of episode the night before, he's really is like, did I do this or did someone else do this? And so like I said, right in the beginning of the book, but I think he turns into like this kind of trying to find who really did this, because he just knows people are gonna think that he killed his mom, you know, just circumstances look that way. He's covered in blood himself, so all this is kind of right there to begin the book, and I'm interested, definitely interested. So
Harper Collins and Harper Audio present Spirit Hunters by Ellen O. Performed by Amy Lynn Abalera.
Hi, so let's do a little check-in because I got a little bit of time before I have to drop my kiddo off at therapy, speech therapy, and all that good stuff. So I listened to an audiobook today at work. I listened to Spirit Hunters by Ellen O. This is a book I've actually had on my shelf for a little while now, and I just was looking for something to listen to at work today. I kind of got caught up all on my YouTube videos and, you know, all that good stuff. Just was needing something, you know, to listen to while I'm working, and I was just kind of looking through my list on Libby. I was like, oh, Spirit Hunters, Ellen O, I'm pretty sure is a Korean American author, and she is, yes. And so this is perfect for Ktropeathon. So this is a middle grade book, and it's honestly, it was really good. I did take a few little notes. So our main character just turned, you guessed it, 12 years old, as are like most kids in middle grade books. and her family has just moved to the DC area from New York City, and they move into this old house that's been abandoned for like 20 years, because that always ends well. That sounds like a good idea, right? The house is known as the Grady House. So Harper's 12. She's got a younger 4-year-old brother named Michael, and then an older kind of teenage sister named Kelly, and she lives with her, like I said, her mom and her dad. This is perfect for the summer because they're moving, and it's summer, between the before the new school year starts. So, of course, it's DC, so it's a little hot in the area. She talks about how the house is being a lot of work done and stuff. So there's like no AC and stuff. So it's hot. It's a hot summer. What we figure out about Harper is that she had an accident. It seems like maybe a year or two or so previously, and got really injured really badly, and she also suffers some memory loss due to that injury. And so her parents might be a little bit overprotective of her, but she's got some things going on, right? It's not long after they move in that the little boy Michael sees this other little boy named Billy, and they become fast friends. Now Billy, of course, is not seen by anyone else. Billy is probably a ghost, right? So is this house haunted? Dun dun dun. Billy does start doing like really, things start happening in the house basically from there. And so we figure out what's going on. There's links to, family stuff and all kinds of good stuff. And honestly, it was a lot of fun. The ending was like this big climactic ending. And this was great. And I know I do have book 2 on my shelf too. So I really had a lot of fun with that. So looking for a fun middle grade book that deals with sort of ghosty things, has a little bit of a spooky edge to it. This was really, really fun. And yet features Korean characters, Korean American characters, and again, just kind of dealing with sometimes the messiness of family and things like that. I really liked it. I had a really good time with it. So finished that today, and that's really about it. So I'm just gonna probably read a little bit of this while he's in therapy. Yeah, check you later. Tonight is ganjang bibimbap soy sauce noodles. They are served cold, so it seems perfect for the summer. Giving it a try. Hey y'all, just a little check-in. It's Thursday night now. I've been devouring this. I read a little bit when my son was at therapy. Read a little bit this evening. I'm like halfway through. This is very fast-paced, and I'm just flying through it. I gotta know what's going on in here. So yeah, I'm enjoying this, very much enjoying this as we just are sort of slowly putting pieces together, finding out new things, yada yada, what's going on, as this guy's trying to figure out what happened with his mom, and like, did he kill him? Did he kill her? Did he not kill her? What's going on? So yeah, really enjoying it. Just having a really good time with this. And yeah, it's just super fast paced, very easy to read. The pages just fly. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. Well, I think I hadn't mentioned was I am still reading Semantic Error, the webtoon I've been reading. You can read for free up to a certain point. So you do hit like a paywall after a while. You can, pay to just kind of have access to everything, or you can wait and read just as you get access to a chapter basically every day. So I'm kind of slowed down progress on that story, but I just kind of been waiting for the 24-hour reset, and I can read the next chapter, or whatever, next volume, whatever they call it, next chapter, I think. But anyway, still really enjoying that. What else though? I think that's about it. So tomorrow's Friday. I'm so glad it's Friday. It's just been one of those weeks at work, where I'm just busy and excuse me. I did get my bookmarks for Christmas Evil in July. That will be starting on the 16th, which I'm co-hosting. And Lexi over at Books with Lexi made this really cool summery spooky bookmarks for us. So I ordered a couple of those. So I got those today. Thought I'd show that. I like very sort of simple, but also really cool. I love the coffin, and then the sled and the candy canes. Yeah, it's fun. Okay, I'm rambling now. So yeah, I'll see you next time. I just want to say I love K-pop. I love K-pop. It's Friday, so let's have a good day. All right. It's here. You know what's gonna happen. I'm so excited. Alrighty, let's do a check-in and wrap up this vlog, because I have finished The Good Son by You-Jeong, and I really liked this. I really liked this a lot. This, I mentioned the translator, again, translated by Ji-Young Kim. Yeah, really liked this. So I think I talked a little bit before kind of what it was about. So we've got, our main character is, he, someone that suffers from seizures, and his mom, he wakes up one day, his mom's dead, and so we follow him over the next couple of days. It just happens over like 2 or 3 days, and he's trying to piece together, what happened. Was he responsible or not, or what's going on? Because he has some memory gaps, and again, just with him having these seizures, he's just unsure about what's going on. And so again, we follow him as he's piecing together some things. We learn some things. We go back to the past a little bit to learn about he and his mother's relationship, the death of his father and brother, and then there's like this adopted brother that gets pulled into the family. So there's an aunt. I mean, there's all sorts of bits and pieces, that we're learning as he is piecing together this story. It turns into very much a psychological story, of him, and I really enjoyed this a lot. I really did, and it was a little surprising in some ways, and some things I was like, oh gosh, this is gonna happen, right? And I was like, and it did, but I don't care. Like, I'm not one that tries to figure out thrillers. But anyway, I don't know. I really liked it. I thought it was really well written. It kept me, turning those pages. I mean, which is what we want from a book, right? I just had to figure out. I had to know what was going on and learn what happened to his mom. Oh my gosh, right? Just super interesting. I just really enjoyed this a lot. So yeah, if you're into like more psychological type stories with some really good characters, they're a bit flawed, but and also, good family secrets. I love some good family secrets in a story. We know this about me. I really liked this. So good end for Ktropeathon for me. So I'm just gonna kind of wrap it up. Like I said, I'm spending just the first couple of weeks here of July doing Ktropeathon, because today, actually, Christmas Evil in July is starting, which I'm a co-host, so I'm switching gears to focus on Christmas Evil stuff for the second half of the month, and I'm excited about that. But I have thoroughly enjoyed myself participating in Ktropeathon. I really hope that they do this again, because I had such a great time watching Hospital Playlist. Even though I only got a couple episodes in, but I'm gonna keep watching. All the books that I read, I found an absolute all-time favorite book during this readathon with Kim Ji-young, born 1982, by Nam-Joo, and then I also read Saha by Nam-Joo, and I really enjoyed that. So I found a new author that I enjoy. Of course, finally got to The Good Son, which had been on my shelf for a few years now, so marked that off my shelf. I read Troublemaker by John Cho. I read the webtoon Semantic Error with Lucas on that really cute story. I read All the Villains Are Destined to Die, the manhwa, that was really good. What else did I read? I didn't bring everything up here. I feel like I'm missing The Golden Orchard and Spirit Hunters by Ellen O, two middle grade books that I really enjoyed. I read that brief history of Korea, where I really just like it was a brief history. A lot of these I talked about in previous vlogs, but anyway, I just had a great time. I cooked so much yummy good food and explored some different flavors and stuff I will be absolutely making again because it was so yummy. I loved it. I had such a great time. Now, I'm not quite finished the bingo card. I've got one little prompt left that I'm waiting for the group read. I've been waiting for this from my Libby app from the audiobook, so I'm hoping it should come in. I'm hoping this week. I really thought it was going to come in last week, but it didn't. So I'm going to, whenever that pops in, I'm going to listen to that, and that'll check off the bingo board. So I'll have a full blackout for the bingo board, so that I'm really excited about. And again, I just want to thank the host, Christy Lewis, from Christy Lewis Dostoevsky in Space. I don't know why I always tongue tie your name. I'm so sorry. Beautiful Manisha, Dok Jae-yoon. It was so lovely. I just had a great time with the readathon. And met some new folks through it too. And I've just had a blast. And I really hope you bring it back again. So again, I will link their channels below to go check them out. And it was just such a wonderful idea for a readathon. I just thoroughly thoroughly enjoyed myself. So if you have been watching these vlogs, I hadn't got a ton of views, but for those that have, I really appreciate you sticking around and exploring some Korean things with me. These past couple of weeks and these vlogs and yes, I just had a great time, and I hope you enjoyed it too. So thanks for watching as always. I appreciate your time, and until next time.